What's going on, man? This is just a public notice, right? He can continue to spread all his misinformation he wants, right? All he wants, right? All he wants is for me to bait and for me to give him some kind of argument, right? That he needs to continue, right? I'm not gonna entertain his ideology or antics that he got going on, them antics. I'm not gonna entertain him, right? He can just continue doing him, doing it. Uh Tomorrow morning, I will call. I will pull up to the Grand Prairie Police Department and ask to speak to a detective, right? That I'm being harassed, bullied through social media. And I just want to make a police report on it because I will be traveling over there to file my motions, right? And I guess he doesn't believe me, right? He can continue. He can continue doing what he wants, right? I'm not. He's not gonna get me worked up. He's not gonna get me bad, right? Right. I want him, right? He's complaining that I wrote that myself, right? What's wrong with me writing a simple request? You don't have to, right? You don't have to abide or do anything to that simple request that I'm asking you, right? It's a request. At the end of the day, it's just a request, right? You take it as you want. This is just my video making it publicly, so you can go back and check it out, right? You continue. I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to try to mediate. We're past that, right? You just continue with your narrative, right? I've told it, made it publicly to you. I've sent you that cease and desist. You're gonna go based off of that, right? You can ignore it. That's your prerogative. It's not mine. You can whatever you want to say, right? That's all you. Whatever you want to paint me in, you're gonna have to prove that, right? Everything you're saying about me, you're gonna have to prove it. I'm not gonna prove it for you, right? You're gonna have to prove it, right? So I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to give you ammunition against me. You're not gonna bait me in with your antics or uh your comments or call me whatever you want, man. You know what I mean? It doesn't affect me, right? I'm past that emotional phase, right? I'm past that. Now I'm looking for legal gratification, right? Just keep on doing it, man. Just keep on. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get it right. Don't stop. I mean, just continue, right? Just continue. I'm not on here. All I'm on here, all my lives are just defending my character, right? That's all they are. That's all they are, defending my character, right? If you want to know so much, there's documents, there's transcripts, right? If I had a kid from a 13-year-old, then it would be documented somewhere, right? It would be documented, right? So okay, how old would my kid be? Since you know all this, right? But no, we're gonna let the courts figure all this out, man. All your assumptions, all your misinformation, you're gonna have to swallow that, right? But I'm not gonna entertain you and give you any kind of ammunition to use against me. So you just continue, right? I'm just all my videos that I'm recently making right now are publicly uh public service announcements, right? You're saying that I wrote that request, right? Well, who else is supposed to write a simple request, right? You can either ignore it or throw it at the trash, right? I know that by a certain time, if you haven't sent it back to me signed, then I know, right? I know what my next step is, right? And I can file, right? I called the courts today and asked them, can I file electronically or through the mail? They said it's through the mail. You just pay the fees on the website. I said, okay, that's even better. That saves me the trip, right? Now that's now the $500 that I was going to save towards the trip wasting at the dispensary, lodging, transportation. I can just hold that off. I can actually file. I can. This week's gonna be busy for me, right? I'm going to the law library downtown, right? Downtown Dallas, the law library. I'm gonna go to the law library, do what I have to do. I have to go basically to your website, try to maneuver it, try to find the motion that's from your website, right? Because I don't think they'll accept my motion from Texas, right? I will have to file another motion to make that motion active over there. So it's better for me just to follow the motion from yours. So I just have to go to your website, uh, print it out. If you're saying that the issue is that I written, well, look, check this out. Look, I have right the paper, the cease and desist letter that I sent you through certified mail to your house through your email. Right, you have to reply to it. Right, you can ignore it. You can ignore it. Right, but I have copies of it. I have the certificate of mail where I send it to your house where you live at currently. You can say you left, but by the time you're still there, you're living there by the time the mail hits there, right? It's coming certified. So it should be there either by tomorrow. Hopefully it should be there tomorrow because I dropped it off by the I think it was 11 or 12. I dropped it off. So if it's certified, it should hopefully be there in the next 24 to 48 hours, right? Yes, and you are correct. It is 9 days, right? But I'm stupid. You know what I mean? So it's 9 days, right? I'm waiting for you to do it. If not, by that day, I am already going to have everything, your motion from your state already filled out, right, by a paralegal at the law library, right? That if I pay him $50, they'll fill it out for me, right, word by word and whatnot. So I'm not worried about that. I can file it from home, right? And Texas was right, right? When Texas said, "Hey, you can file it through the mail," he was right, right? And that's one thing that I went to go look at too, right? Because I'm like, maybe I can probably do it electronically, like how we can do it here in Dallas County. In Dallas County, you can file it electronically, right? Your motions or discoveries or whatever. So I figured maybe Detroit would probably do it. Nah, they do it through the mail. So good thing I can do it through the mail. You know what I mean? I can do it through the mail, which that saves me uh, a couple of $100. You know what I mean? Because the lodging, the transportation, and actually that can go towards the lawyer. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm going to need somebody to represent me. You know what I mean? I can go in there for myself, but it's better when I have representation. It's always better. You know what I mean? Especially if you want a better outcome. Because, like I said, the cost of my attorney, uh, I can pay him on payment plans to where he can, get the court day, extend the court day a little bit further. I don't know how long civil courts can be extended for, right? I don't know. Like here in criminal courts, I think in Texas, it's 2 to 3 years criminal court. So I don't know. I need to do my research, right? So that's why I need to stop making these fucking videos and start doing my homework. But since what I consider we're in the mediation stage, I've reached out to him numerous times. Stop with the misinformation, right? I'm not going to go in there and bait and succumb to his antics, right? He can call me whatever he want, right? We're past that level. We're past that. I'm honestly past that, right? He can call me, do whatever, sexually exploit me, whatever he wants, right? Uh, whatever he wants to do to exploit me and make me vulnerable. That's his doing, right? I just have to prove my case, right? He thinks I don't know, man. All I know is that thank you, Texas, for bringing that to my attention about going through the mail, because You talk to a lot of free consultations here, but you're talking to free consultations that are in Texas, right, in Dallas. And then once you call the ones in Detroit, nobody really picks up, man. I don't know. I'm not going to be spending there all day. You know what I mean? And so you go off the free consultations, you go off of this, and then you're like, oh man, I can. That's the way I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna file it from home, right? Tomorrow, I'm going to the law library. I'm filing my police report, right? Because if he feels that I have terroristic threat to it, I recommend he does the same thing and file and go to his local jurisdiction, the local police department, and file a police report upon me. If he feels that I threatened him in any kind of manner or sort of way, he needs to go and make a police report as soon as possible, right? He's going to need all this stuff in court, right? Because that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. In the morning, on my way to the law library in downtown Dallas, I'm stopping at my local police department that's 5 minutes away from my house, right? I'm going in there and I'm talking to a local detective, right? Just to make a police report, just to have a police report that I went in here and I made a formal complaint in my police department. I am, bro. Check this out, bro. Check this out, Ronnie the Great. Uh, you know, I put a lot of stuff, bro. I put this on everything I love, man. Everything that I cherished in this world. That I'm gonna go through it, bro. I'm gonna go through it, man. I'm gonna go through it. You know what I mean? I swear to God I will, man. I put that on my mom. Everything that I cherish in this fucking life, and even in the afterlife, right? I'm putting it on, man. That what I'm saying I'm gonna do it because enough is enough, man. I can't let him continue because it's like, hence, once again, I'm making it public. Like, since I sent them a cease and desist. This is my way of publicly trying to mediate with him, right? I'm not trying to bicker. I'm not trying to call him out his name. I'm not saying you're this and that. We're past that level, baby. You know what I mean? We're past that level. Now, we're in the legal factor media now, right? I hope, please believe me, bro. Believe me, man. I swear to God, man. I swear to God, you might not believe me because we don't know each other. We're random people, man. But when I set something out to do, man, uh, and I put my mind and heart into it, I'll go through it, man. I'll go through it. You know what I mean? I'll go through it. And a lot of stuff, he's trying to portray me like in a bad guy, right? Uh, See, that's the thing, that a lot of my things are stories, right? Are stories, right? Because if anything anything that I said were true, then somebody would be in jail, right? People would be incarcerated. They're stories, man. Right? That's all they are. Right? Stuff that you hear off Gangland, Discovery Channel, shit, stuff that I heard off of your channel, right? So don't try to act like the victim, right? Don't try to act like you got some kind of dirt and you're steering stuff up. No, buddy. Right? Just keep that same energy, man. Keep that same energy, right? Keep it up, man. I'm not a. I just had a. I guess since we're like in the mediation, I guess every time he makes a video with his nonsense, I have to counter with my defense, right? So he needs to continue. So every time he does a video live, I just record it. I do my little short live and my video. That way, it's hints defending my character. I'm not attacking him. He can continue attacking my character over and over. It's just gonna hurt his case and better my case. He can continue, right? I'm not gonna succumb and to his antics and give him entertainment and give him ammo, right? Because if he had ammo to all his allegations, why does he want me to talk? Why does he want me to talk to me? I don't need to talk to him. Right? If he's so confident of all his assumptions and allegations, what's the point of you talking to me? I don't need to explain myself to anybody, especially not you, right? But if you feel that you're gonna need these answers, I will give them to you in the courtroom. Right? I will provide it. You're right. You're gonna know. You're gonna say, "Oh, Your Honor, he has a kid with a 13-year-old, right?" And you know what? You know what? My first son's gonna, because my son's he's always he He's always gonna go along. He's my ride or die, right? He's gonna tell the truth. He's gonna tell you who his mom is, right? Her name, how old she is, and then because he can't lie under oath, right? So, and not only that, but he got documents, right? Birth certificate. Uh, he can reach out to his mom and be like, "Mom, can you give me a copy of your birth certificate? Because all this is gonna help out my dad, right? In court, right? Because they're saying some very foul stuff about my dad, right? They're saying that uh I was made when you were 13, Mom. Is that true, Mom?" She's gonna tell, "Hell no, you were made when you were 1920, when I was 1920." Right? So everything you're asking for me to explain to you online, I will explain to you in a courtroom. Right? We'll have our day, right? All these allegations of me having a third, I'm telling you, I told you before, I did it, right? But you continue. So the only thing I can do is provide birth certificates, right? Documents, black and white, right? Just like I proved to you my Texas ID that wasn't sufficient, right? That I'm not Francisco. Okay, okay. I had to expose myself. What else do you want? DNA? Do you want DNA to tell you that those are my kids? Right? It's going to be documented on how many kids I have, right? I have 3 kids, man. I have 2 with my first baby mama and 1 with my second one. Right? The documents don't lie, right? You're saying that my first son was with a 13-year-old. And if that was the case, then I guess I would be uh, not only in jail, but paying child support, right? There would be documents of me paying child support for some random kid, right? Like, I guess that's how weird the social media is, that you're saying I have a kid with the 13-year-old, and I don't even know I have a fucking kid. You know what I mean? I got 3 kids. I got 2 sons and a daughter. I mean, now if I had other kids, I'm pretty sure if the monster you're painting me, I think I would be paying child support for or some kind of restitutions somewhere. There's documents, right? But all I have is documents of my kids, right? The kids that I've known, that I've raised, that I know that are mine, that I know, right? That I've paid child support. Their mom now owes me child support, so I have all this documentation, right? So once we have our day in court, right, my son's going to be my witness, right? He's going to be like, "Look, this is my father. This is my mother. This is my mother's ID. This is my mother's birth certificate." So all the stuff that you're saying, it's going to come back and bite you, right? So that's why I'm not even mad no more, man. I can't entertain it, right? Because then at this point, I see this like as the mediation stage, right? Because before I go and file my motions, right, as long as I don't file it yet. Once I file that legal document, I will stop talking about it, right? Negotiations are off the table, right? We're gonna leave it up to the courts then. So right now, I basically see it as we're in the negotiation stage, right? We're mediation, right? Every time you drop a video of misinformation, allegations, assumings, and you want me to clear it up, why don't you do your homework and clear it up, right? Why don't you go check, right? No, you're too busy running up Francisco's paperwork, trying to put it on me. So you don't want the truth, right? So I have two, I have two, I have 2 things to do, right? I have to see, because there's two civil courts, small courts or large courts, right? So depending on what I want, man, I don't want no money, man, right? I just want the truth, right? I don't want no money. I don't care that he's been making money off defaming my character, right? I don't care about that, right? I'm not interested about the money, right? I'm interested about the truth, right? The truth, to where if I can prove everything that he said about me online, he was wrong and willingly, I don't care if I don't get no money, right? But as long as I get a a victory, a win for me, that says that everything he said was lies and truth and misinformation, I'm content with that, right? So I have to do a lot of thinking, right? I'm like, the smaller claims is for 7,000, right? That's the max claim, 7,000, and then larger claims is for 10,000 and up, right? 7,000 and up. So just depending on what I want, right? So if I go in there with defamation of character, they're going to be like, okay, well, what did you lose? You lose your job, or they're going to go based off of that. It's going to be no ground. I just want to prove a point that these guys can't be lying. It's a simple take all your misinformation videos down, uh, retract all those videos, retract all your statements, and publicly make an apology that you spew nothing but misinformation for these last months about Mr. Martinez, right? And I'm content with that, right? I'm content with that. It's not like I'm looking for a money grab, right? No, I'm not looking for a money grab. But if I do, if I'm able to paint good enough of a case that he makes money and the judge wants to award money for damages and all this or not, well, then that's fine and dandy, right? But I'm doing it more to clear my name and to make him uh tell the truth, right? Because if I win my verdict, he has to retract everything he said, right? Even through he don't pay me nothing, right? Right? There's going to be things that I can ask for, right? Not it doesn't have to be monetary, right? Because all his misinformation has been publicly on his YouTube channel. I can ask for his YouTube channel to be terminated, right? I can ask, right? I don't want no money. I just don't want his channel to be spreading misinformation. And look at his content that he has. It's not like it's fucking educational and beneficial to society, right? So they're gonna take all this in consideration, man, on what I want, right? I'm not looking for money, right? At the end of the day, I just want the truth to be told, right? Now, if if whatever he's saying is truth about me, then I'm the one that's gonna look like a stupid ass, right? I'm the one that's gonna. It's a question you ask, like, if you're gonna look like an idiot, then why not get offline right now, right? Why am I gonna wait to go through the motions to find uh, a losing verdict for me, right? Why would I go through all the motions and tell y'all that? If I it's not right. It's like I can't. I mean, I don't want y'all, people that really believe me. I don't want y'all to think like it's a money grab, right? To me, it's more of a principle now. Now it's more to he wants to continue with the misinformation. All I can do is just let him continue, right? I'm not gonna entertain him or because at this point we're like in the negotiations, man. We're in the negotiation steps right now, right? I sent them the letter. It's no more playing around. It's business now, right? It's business. It's business, right? It's personal, but it's business, right? So you gotta take the old pistols and hang them up and get the books out, right? You gotta put the old gunslingers up on the rack and get the books out, right? And get the books out. But I mean, get the books out is educate yourself. Educate yourself. I mean, the good thing is that everything you want to know is at your reach on your phone. So at this point, I see it like this: we're in the mediation stage, right? He can continue with all his misinformation. All I can do is just counter, right? All I'm doing is counter his negotiations, which I'm defending my character. That's it, right? I'm not saying nothing bad about the dude. I'm just defending my character. Since now I'm going the legal route, right? He can continue with all the defamation. I'm not going to entertain that, right? I'm not, because then that's just blowing my own case away, right? I mean, right now I was on his live, trying to maybe get some kind of mediation, some no, but it was just all bashing and assumptions and allegations and more misinformation. So it's like, oh man, then continue then. Well, why am I gonna? I mean, if that's your prerogative, then I can't do nothing. I mean, I know what you want me to do. You want to bait me in, and then you want to wow, but then I lose my case, right? And that defeats the purpose of what I'm doing it for. it defeats the purpose of why I'm doing it for. I'm not doing it for the monetary gain. There's more avenues of being rectified, right? Making things right, right? He's doing everything this constantly on social media, right? Just look at Manny, man. Look at Manny and Finney, right? Sad, tragic story, man. It didn't have to go that way, man. Right? To me, it didn't have to go that way, right? Honestly, right? You know, lives get thrown away. Uh, one dude, he's gonna spend the rest of his life. It's like it didn't have to go that way, man. You know, I'm pretty sure uh if Finney was still alive and he could retract everything, he probably would, man. You know, and Manny too. They probably fucking, probably, made some content together or something. I don't know, man, but we'll never know. All we know is just the outcome of what happened, right? And as you can see from his threatening messages, it's like, pull up, he can show clips of me, but all my clips are of a man in distress trying to clear his name. That's it, defending my name, right? I'm just a man under distress defending his name, right? I'm not telling him that I'm gonna pull up to his house or, I'm not telling him, but the judge and the jury will understand that a man that's under distress tends to say something. I mean, especially when medication and psych medication, and alcohol plays in a role, right? Because sometimes, that's where the doctors tell you not to mix alcohol, right? They tell you, hey, man, if you're on medication, don't drink alcohol because you can probably sleepwalk or who knows, right? It's not recommended, right? So a man being under distress, intoxicated because man wants to drink his problems away that people are creating. It happens, man. People are going to say some stuff. You know what I mean? But in a way, in the context that I was saying, it was I'm defending my character, man, from all this misinformation, right? And that's all it is. I'm not gonna pull up to your house like you want me to and threaten me and do all this. No, man. I'm scared, man. I'm scared. I'm literally scared for my life. So tomorrow morning, before I go to the law library, I will be stopping at the Grand Prairie Police. You can Google my house and Google the police department, Dante. You got my address. All right. Google it. You can see how far I live from the police department. Right. It's just maybe one, two lights away from my house, right? Google it. It's only like two lights, maybe three lights, right? Google it. And that's the police, that's the actual jail, right? The city jail, the courts, everything. I live, you know what I mean? So Monday morning or tomorrow I will stop there before I go to the downtown courts and do what I have to do, man. Because I will file from home. I will file from home, right? I will get a paralegal to do it for me, right? Because that's the thing with these paralegals, man. They know these words, right? I might click on something that not supposed to click on, or I might thought I submitted the document and I probably didn't submit the document, right? Because I'm not too tech savvy, right? Look, let me show you how much it is on this guy offer. Look, hold on, real quick. It's about $120 for somebody to write my motion, the paralegal, right? Let me show you that. Let me show you the guy that does my paralegal stuff. I just didn't want to pay. I just wanted to skimp out, right? I wanted to do it myself, right? Uh, Come on, baby. All right, man. My phone's acting up. It's just fucking 12%. I was just trying to take a screenshot of the dude that does my motions, man. You know, he charges 120. He's paralegal. Uh, shit. If anybody, I mean, I was going to write the motion myself, right? File it out. Why do your mental health so go stay? I think so, man. With all the stress Dante Bell has caused, I'm surprised I haven't landed up in there, man. I agree with you. I white do little might. I agree with you, man. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. With all the torment and the military mind games, as he likes to put it, I'm surprised I haven't been admitted to a mental hospital, man. As stressed out that I've been over this guy's antics and his misinformation, uh, drives people to do crazy stuff, man. Right? Well, he would know all this, right? Once I provide witnesses and statements uh, that I've been suicidal at times because of this, right? So much trauma, so much effect, uh, being tormented by Dante Bell and his cronies, right? It's just torment. It's just horrific. And now he's saying, what is he saying? He's threatening me that he's gonna pull up in Detroit and do this and smoke me. I think unalive me. I think he even said those words, right? That he's gonna make me do it. What did he say? Threatening, menacing words that I guess the situation we're in, and I guess they're just kind words, right? But he could sit there and try to bait me in and woof, right? Because that's all he's doing is woofing, right? He thinks I'm woofing until we get our day in court, right? So, like I said, we're in the stage of negotiation, mediation. I sent them a simple request, certified mail. Uh, Instead of worrying about the proofing, the reading, you can understand it, right? It's not a legal document to where it needs to be 100% word by word, right? You get the point, right? A couple of periods, couple of commas could have probably been messed out or misplaced, but you get the gist of it, right? You get the gist of it, right? It's at the end of the day, a cease and desist letter is just a simple request from one person to another, informing you that if you do not stop your dangerous behavior, legal matters will be taken, right? I can't just go right away and file a suit against you, right? You have to tell the people that, right? That's the process, right? You can choose to ignore it. That's all up to you. That's all up to you. That's if that's your prerogative and you feel like you got a beatable case and ignore it, right? Ignore it. But every time you make a video of misinformation, I have to counterattack, right? It's defending my character, right? So uh all along, I'm gonna have a pattern of 10 days, right? Of 10 days, as the judge would see, he would look at this as the stage of negotiations, right? Any judge, any jury is gonna be like, so in the 10 days that you were supposed to be in somewhat negotiations, mediation, trying to solve this without the courts being involved, you continue to go, right? You continue to go. And so either way, man, once I put the police report, show them, okay, man, why do you want to? I said, look, check this out, man. Agree, just listen to this, watch these, read these text messages. I know he's out of state, but at the same time, I just want to have something documented. Right? I'm taking them to civil matters, and I want to have something documented to where my life is really in fear. It has to be documented, right? I have to hit him with the documents, right? Because he's saying too much slander stuff, man. Horrible stuff, dangerous stuff, right? Disrespectful stuff, right? Disrespectful stuff to my first baby mama, right? Very disrespectful, man. Very disrespectful, right? And like I said, me and my first baby mama, we're in good terms, man. She owes me like 20, 30,000 in child support, man. Right? She'd be more willing uh to give me a audio video tape confession, right? Like a testimony, not a confession, but a witness statement, right? Video, audio. I can tell my son, hey, go over to your mom's house and tell her, this is what they're saying about me, and and most likely, since we've made our amends in peace, she's cool with me, right? She probably, at the end of the day, she probably regrets, cheating on me, and she's probably like, but those, hey, it is what it is, right? Those are past tense, right? So me and her are on good terms, right? So I will have all this in court, right? Because you're saying that you don't even know the first name of my baby mama, right? But you will get to know it in the courtroom, right? Because I will have all my ducks in a row, right? She might not be able to go with me, right? But I will have an audio video recorded testimony, right? To where my son would be there and get her statement notarized as well. And present it into my discovery, man. That you're saying that this about her and this and that, that you're saying this is her name, and that supposedly she was 13, and at this time in 2000 she was 13, which is you're way off, but you can continue your misinformation. I will prove all this to you, right? All your answers will be answered in the courtroom, all of them, right? Because I'm gonna have to show it to you, right? Because this is all your misinformation, right? They're gonna ask me, how can you prove all his misinformation? Well, here you go. Here goes birth certificates. Here goes documents. Here goes witness testimonies. Here goes people that he's mentioning that I know, right? He doesn't even know their name, but he's mentioned them like he knows them. These are the people that he's mentioning, and we go based off of that, right? That's all I can do in the court is prove my case. That's it. And like I said, we're in the negotiation states, man. The stage of negotiations, mediation. So every time you do a live, I have to counter, right? Every time you do a live, I have to counter and defend my character, right? So when these 9 days, like you say, is over, it's gonna have a history, right? Of ignoring, and you just plainly don't. It's gonna show reckless behavior. What's going on, Jojo? Salute, my G. Uh, it's gonna show no remorsefulness, right? Because it's like I've given you time over and over, and at the end of the day, I'm doing it not for the money, man. Because I'm doing it just to let the truth be told, right? If you feel like everything that you're saying is accurate, then you can continue your narrative, man. Because right now I'm in the stage of negotiations and mediation, right? I done sent you what I want you to do, right? But you're a narcissist, and I guess you got to be forced to do it, right? I guess your mom used to slap you around to make you eat the greens, right? Even through the greens are good for you, right? Sometimes you don't know what's good for you, right? Until your mom slaps you around and says, "Hey, you got to eat them greens," and you eat them, right? because they're healthy for you. But sometimes you gotta get slapped around and make her realize, hey, it's good for me, right? Like you know how our moms used to hit me. I know my mom used to hit me too, right? But once again, Dante Bell, I, Noel Martinez, do not wish you any kind of physical harm, man. If you wish me harm and you want to cause me physical harm when I come into the city, it's like you're basically threatening me, right? You're basically telling me that if I step a foot in Detroit, you're gonna smoke me. I got that on video, right? That's gonna be part of my police report tomorrow, right? I'm telling these guys, hey, I was thinking about going. I'm not going no more because now I have to file it through mail because now I'm scared of going over there. You know, I want to make a formal complaint on the threat that if I went over there and did what a average citizen would do to file my rights, right? Defend my name. Gonna make me go viral. What do you? Can you be more specific by that? What do you mean? I mean, you don't see the stuff that you say, but you just continue saying it, right? I'm not gonna entertain. I'm not gonna bait. You're not gonna bait me. If it's a small clerks, no, I have to. I have to, man. You know, I can cover the filing fees, right? I just have to get them in court, right? And I don't worry about paying the attorney, man. It's because enough enough is enough. You know what I mean? I can't let him he won't stop, man. And like I said, uh if I can prove my case that he's making money, which he is off the videos, well, I'll get some of that money back. And at the end of the day, man, I don't want no money, right? I just want the truth to be told, right? I'm not gonna explain myself, right? I'm not gonna explain myself, right? Because he's already said everything. He's already painted me the picture, right? And there's no way I can come back from what all he said, right? There's no way. The only thing I can do is take him to court, man, and make the system. uh because he's gonna have to hire a lawyer. I'm gonna have to hire a lawyer, and then once his lawyer sees what he has and my lawyer sees what I got, it's gonna be either one's gonna go bloodthirsty, or the other one's gonna wave the white flag. It's going to be all based off who can prove their case, right? Who can prove their case? And civil court, yes, it's he said, she said, right? It's he said, she said. But if you can prove your statements with actual footage and audio, it paints a better picture to your statements. So that's why I'm not gonna give him a I'm not gonna succumb to his bait, right? He can call me whatever he wants. He can threaten me, telling me that I can't come into Detroit, or whatever, right? He can't do that, right? Because right now, during the mediation, the negotiations, instead of trying to work things out, he's threatening, right? So it's not going to look too good on him, right? When it's all come and said, and we're in that courtroom, they're going to be like, so by law, it works the process that the average citizen that files on another citizen gives them by law 10 days. And in those 10 days, instead of mediating, negotiation, trying to solve the issue without going into the courts, why couldn't y'all resolve this without the courts? Right? They're going to be mad, man. They're going to be mad at you, right? They're going to be mad at you, right? Because I can prove my case. I can prove my case, right? They're going to be mad at you because they're going to be like, so during the negotiations, during the mediation, those 10 days, you continue to threaten and continue to spew misinformation. It doesn't look good on his part, right? When we're going the legal route. Yes, like I told him, we might not see each other maybe till court to 2026, 2027, right? But I have to get the ball rolling, right? I have to get the ball rolling, right? So once we have a court date, neither him nor I can talk about it, right? So that's what it's going to have to take, right? To get into courts to where we're legally binded to shut the hell up, right? He can't talk about it. I can't talk about it, right? And then we'll just let the court solve it, right? But during the process, the courts are going to come into play. They're going to be like, do y'all guys really want to go to trial? Do y'all really want to? Can y'all step out the courtroom and step into one of those rooms and try to mediate? I mean, before uh, we go with actual courts and whatnot, that's the difference with the civil, right? It's on how far the plaintiff wants to go. If I want to push the issue, right, and I do, right, right, I'm taking those steps, right. Oh no, no, I'm not going. I'm not going no more, man. It's gonna get filed. It's gonna get filed. It's gonna get filed through mail. So no, I won't check in, man. I'll check in when I have to. Appreciate it for the threat, though. Appreciate it for the threat. Appreciate it, man. Next time I'm in the shittiest part of town or the shittiest part of the world, I'll check in, man. Right? But I don't, I don't, I don't tend to visit that city of a shithole anytime soon, right? Don't be too proud of Detroit, man. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? So once again, man, see, my 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 phone's about to die. I'm at 5%, man. No, man. Uh, my life's in danger. I'm not gonna jeopardize my life. I'll just file through mail, right? I'll file through mail and have our court date, right? Once he has his court date, and he won't be able to talk about it. Well, we'll deal with it then, right? And like I said, uh, I need to do my research and see how long the time frame is for a civil matter, and how long can you stretch it out for, right? How long can you stretch it out to when their attorneys paid off, and because I'm gonna have to hire an attorney, man. You know what I mean? It's no ifs buts about it. You know what I mean? Just to help me guide me filing the motion. That's easy, right? That's why it's not that complicated, man. Getting in the courtroom, filing the motion, having them served, paying the filing. That's the easy part, right? The actual part is fucking. When you get your moment in the courtroom, right there. That's the actual right there, right? That's when it counts. You can do it by yourself, but uh, the judge listens more to an attorney than an individual, right? If I go in there by myself and Dante goes in there with the lawyer, he beats me, right? He beats me, right? If I go in there by myself and then Dante hires a lawyer, he beats me. He's going to beat me because the judge is going to listen to the lawyer more than what he's going to listen to me, right? So I have to go in there with the lawyer. right? And let the lawyers battle it out. Let them do their work, right? If we can get compensated at the end, we get compensated at the end. You know what I mean? That's why I'm debating to see where I'm going to file it at. Right? I'm doing a little bit more because I don't want to file in small courts, and then when I do hire the attorney, he's going to tell me, man, you should have filed in big claim, right? You should have filed in the big court. So I have to do my due diligence and see where, right? How I'm not filing the big courts. That way, uh, the ambulance changed the lawyer, he can be like, oh man, I can get something at the back end, right? I can get the lawyer's looking for something up front, and then he's looking something for at the back end, right? If he can get 20% from the back end, 30%, 40% from the back end, uh, he'll put in his work, right? He'll put in his work after I pay him, and he feels like, oh man, I can get something at the back end. If I can get something at the back end, that would be like a bonus for me, right? Because the client already paid me to do his job. And if he says that I can get 30, 40% from the back end, whatever's extra, that's extra for him, right? So I don't know, man. I just have to do it, right? I can't just talk about it, man. And like I said, I already put it on my mom. I already put it on God, and I have to go through it, man. I have to see it out, man. And to me, it's not even about the money, right? It's just about the truth, right? It's about the truth. If he could, if he can prove his truth in court, then he shouldn't have nothing to worry about, right? But I'm not going to entertain and give him the ammo, right? Or no, because when he's in the courtroom, it's going to be physically me, but he's actually going to be defending against his own actions, right? I'm not going to go and give him ammo for I can have to defend against my own statements or actions, right? I'll save that for the court where it matters, right? Where it really matters, right? Because I'm not here to persuade and change millions of 30, 40, 50 people. No, right? I just have to present my case to a few people that matter and are intelligent enough to see what it is for, right? Because apparently social media is full of fucking degenerate, low IQ people, right? That they hear something and they run with it, right? I understand it, man. It's understandable. You know what I mean? It's cool. If that's the way you work, but you also got to understand that when you try to put fake allegations on people, people can get harmed, right? If you can prove it and back it up, well then prove it and back it up, right? Don't just uh expect me to go in there and hang myself, right? Come on here and explain yourself. Come in here and give a specific and detail. Well, if you want to know specific in detail, go read the transcripts. Right? If you said I had a kid with the 13-year-old, then in those transcripts, it should say I had a kid with the 13-year-old, right? It should say, oh, Mr. Martinez had a kid with a 13-year-old, and right? It's going to say all your thing should be there, right? Everything, right? All your allegations, everything that you're saying should be there, right? If you're saying I had a kid and uh apologize to my kid and all this misinformation, right? So when you're in there, I'm gonna prove, be like, look, this is the so-called kid he's saying, right? Look, that's him right there. This is his mom right here, and this is his mom's birth certificate, right? And this is my other child, and this is my other baby mom. I have two mothers, right? Here goes my child supports that I was paying for these guys, and uh, any other documents that you need access that my attorney will tell me to provide. I will provide for my attorney, right? My attorney will have access to it, right? Whatever attorney, he's like, okay, they're saying this. Can you prove this? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Right. So at this point, it's at 2%, man. He needs to continue it. Like I said, uh, my videos in this 10-day, 9-day time frame is for negotiations and for him to hence my cease and desist and go with. But he don't have to, right? He don't have to. It's just a simple request from an ignorant person like myself. That's all it is. It's not a legal document. It's just a simple request, right? That's all it is. So he can either ignore it or he can take actions. Uh, but I need that signed and returned to my house, right? You have my address. It's on the return address. Uh, Send it back to me. That way I can know how to proceed with my further steps, right? But in the meantime, every time you drop a video, I'm gonna counter with a defending video, right? All your allegations and whatever everything you want to know in time you will know. Documented everything, right? In the courtroom. So just like I said, man, I don't want money, right? But I might just want your channel, right? I might just not even want that channel. I might just want that channel just to be terminated, right? Deceased, terminated, right? Nobody makes no money off of that channel. Terminated, right? Because it's involved in dangerous behavior, right? Like a RICO, right? That channel controls other sub channels to do other defamation of character. That channel needs to be terminated. My phone died. I had to get on my computer. My other phone, the computer recording is live. So I'll probably do another live tomorrow. Let this character blow his steam off, blow his top off. Let him let him do his rant. All he does is give me more ammo. He can rant. Y'all can get to his channel. Give him some views. Give him some thumbs up. Give him some likes. Share him on. Let him continue his shenanigans. That's my goal, man. That channel is engaging in serious behavior, social behavior, right? And everybody that has contracts with him is going to get brought up, right? It's going to hang up, right? So somewhere he got contracts with everybody. All these channels tied into indirectly, directly, has access to them, and they have false narrative and misinformation. They should kind of help clean up this mess, right? But we can continue with the practice. We can continue with the practice. All he wants to do, like I said, these 10 days is mediation and negotiation, right? He can continue to ignore it. It's like I'm meeting him at the table, right? Sitting in the dark, right? And it's like instead of coming and starting getting to resolution, he's instigating and antagonizing and deciding to ignore a simple request. He can do all he wants, man. That's his prerogative, right? But once I can think that his channel is practicing dangerous behavior, violating guidelines, I prove it, right? Because there's going to come to me like, what do you want to do? I just want to get off my man. Possible to reach that channel. You know, I want access. I want finance. I want monetary. I want monetary. So it's going to be up to the victim, man. How big of an impact thing? Like I said, man, been suicidal at times. I really need a price of my life, right? And there's been times that I just feel like taking more medication if I had to. You know, trying to see how it goes, right? But it's hurtful, man. You know, when you sit there and you just bash you over and over and over the worst type of crime that can be in nature, But you're not going based off documents, right? If you go based off documents, you can see the truth, right? Of what's going on, right? If you say I have a kid with a 13-year-old, and you say that Dr. Martin is beat out, no charge for filing incident, he had a kid with the 13-year-old, go check up on him, man. Does it say that? You continue to spew all this misinformation, right? But everything that you're saying, I have to write it down, right? And that's going to be my argument. You're going to come here with these arguments. How is he defending your character? Well, he's saying all this and that, right? I'm clearly trying to convey to him that I have a note that says it. And if he doesn't believe he can go read the documents, then he chooses not to point out other people's documents. So instead of here trying to mediate 10 days, he's constantly throwing misinformation, allegation, right? But that's prerogative, right? You know, I'm in a phase of negotiations. I send him a request. He can ignore it. 9 days from now, I'm filing the motion through mail. In those 9 days, I'll have to do my due diligence to see small courts, big courts, what I can prove, what I can't prove, you know, and go from there. That's the best I can do.
Y'all have
a good one. Appreciate it, JoJo. I'll hit you up later, bro.